Welcome back to Kilimo Faida TV. I believe you're doing very well. It's your host, Biki Mani, bringing to you wonderful content about dairy farming. We decided we're going to delve into this topic until we have the optimum production in our daily. So today we decided to visit a farm. It's called the Cory Farm in Elbagon, so that we can learn about paddocking, or a new way or a new system of grazing where you don't have to confine your livestock in a single house. And I believe as we interview the farmer, you're going to have a pen and paper so that you can learn from the experience of this farmer. It's your host, and remember to subscribe to Kilimo Faida TV. Remember to subscribe to this channel, to our Facebook page, and to our TikTok page, Kilimo Faida TV. So welcome as we enter and meet with our host. Keep glued until the end. Let's go. Hi our viewers, as I told you, that's Kilimo Faida TV. I told you I was taking you for a tour to Elbagon. You have to know a lot about livestock farming. You've been asking me so many questions, and today we are going to answer some of them. And one of the questions that I want to answer, I've seen so many farmers doing zero grazing, and we tend to believe that's the only way to a successful dairy farming. I would like us to get a different aspect or a different concept from a different farmer, so that we can know her experience. And keep glued to Kilimo Faida TV. Remember to subscribe and share, and remember to tune in every Saturday 7:30 p.m. at Mamlaka TV, because we'll be bringing you an aiding content to ensure that your livestock farming is okay and at top notch. So we visited one farmer. She'll introduce herself, her name, and then she can tell us where we are.
Okay, my name is Bomboi Cory. You're at Elbagon, Cory's farm. Yes, and we do a mixed farming. We have daily and we have the general farming.
Wonderful. Thank you for welcoming us at your farm. And definitely I can see very good scenes behind me. I can also see the weather. It's allowing us to be in the farm. So can you tell us the breed you have and why they are grazing here?
They're Frisian cows. We normally deal with Frisian cows, although we have a few different. Yes, why they are here, they are grazing.
Okay.
They're grazing, they're feeding. Let me say they're feeding.
Thank you so much. So if I may ask, why do you prefer Frisian? Is it that they're the ones that do well in this area, or they do well with this type of farming, or why do you prefer Frisians?
Because their production is higher, and they're all resistant. They resist to weather.
Oh,
yes.
That's to say they adapt very well to this weather.
Yes,
that's great. Another question, like you said they produce well.
Yes.
Yule ng'ombe anatoa maziwa vizuri, like anafika ngapi?
Once, okay, we do milking twice. That's in the evening, morning and evening, and to our best it can go to 45 kgs.
Wow.
Yes.
You mean 45 liters per day?
Yes, you can see the udder of one. Look at the udder.
I think my cameraman, you remember to show us that udder.
Yes. There's also a better one. Yes, that's the production. That's what we did with that.
Great, and congratulations for that.
Thank you.
My other question will be, I've heard so many farmers saying that for you to produce good quantities of milk, you have to do your cows in zero grazing, where you can fill them with all types. Ni kama yule mtoto unapia chakula chote chenye anahitaji. And I can see maybe you've gone odd, like you've decided you'll be doing paddocking. Maybe would you share maybe to another farmer the advantages and how you're managing it?
Okay, paddocking. Okay, we are at advantage. We have the land to graze, so the paddocking does well, because we are large scale. Yes. Although zero grazing, whoever has like 2-3 cows and no space, that would be ideal. But for us, we are good. We have land to graze.
Maybe my question would be, some other farmers also, maybe some of them are advantaged to have the land. How do you ensure that there is enough pasture in those areas? You know, you may have a large piece of land, but it's occupied with other stuff. How do you ensure that the pasture is available?
Since we are also farmers, we do maize and wheat. There is crop rotation. You get? So this year we are here doing maize. We leave this year for next year we'll leave this for the cows. So we move to the empty place. Yeah, the empty land. That is why Paddocking comes in. That is all what is all about Paddocking.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I have learned something, and I believe my viewer is learning something. Another question. Yes, they are getting the pasture through the rotation. You're leaving some space for them.
Yeah.
But the cow, I feel for a cow producing say even 20 liters and above, it means the food ration must include the proteins, the carbohydrates, and all other nutrients. How do you ensure this?
We ensure we do our feeds. We actually do our feeds. As you can see, this is maize. So we do our feeds, and we get the maize, we get the sunflower. There are those concentrates that we mix with our food. Then we give the cows. Yes, apart from the grazing, there's also the feeding when they are resting. Yes, and more so, and clean water. That's a vital thing. Yes.
Great to hear. So do you plant, you talked of sunflower. I also understand soybean is also a good source of nutrition. Do you plant it in your farm, or do you buy the raw materials for mixing?
Okay, we do plant. We do it ourselves. Yes. So we make our feeds. Our fodder is from here. Unless now there's a shortage, that is when we can go a little bit, but we manage, and we're able to cover until the next season.
That's great. So maybe away from this system of grazing, what are the advantages that you've seen? I understand you do farming, maybe you do wheat and other crops. What is the key point that makes you to maybe give some concentration to livestock over the crop farming?
It's to boost, because you can't have everything. You see, you can't grow, like we don't do the soya, but maybe something like the proteins is the sunflower, the carbohydrates, and we have the maize, we have the oats. Yes. Yes. But for the rest, you have to go out a little bit. Yes, you can't really sustain yourself, although we are capable to do so.
So is milk paying you?
Milk is paying, because that is what has sustained this farm. Yes, as you can see. Okay, apart from now, the rest of the crops, when you sell the wheat and the maize, milk does pay. Yes,
that's great. So what would you advise a farmer who is considering to get into daily farming? Because I've got as Kilimo Finder, the host, and as an agronomist, I've had this question for far too long. Maybe people telling me, I want to get into dairy farming, I don't know where to start. Maybe some people, I want to go and buy a cow, nimeuziwa ng'ombe ya 20,000 pahali. What would you advise a starter who is thinking of starting dairy farming?
Okay, cows are very sensitive. In fact, they are like small babies. You need to handle them with care. What I would advise, a cow, the only thing is feeding and taking care of that cow. If you feed your cow and give it clean water, where it lives is clean, you will get production. Yes, feed your cow. Yes.
So you would recommend this farmer to always start with the feeds and ensure the habitat and the water is available and it's clean.
Yes.
That's
in
great.
fact, if they would get from the nearest area, pick that cow, itunze. Yeah, you'll have it. You don't need to go to Nightingale. Yes, fine, but first get from your neighbors if you have to buy a cow, then look after it. Yes.
I believe we cannot end a conversation about dairy farming without asking ourselves about the calves, the breeding, and the AI, the insemination part of it. So how do you maintain your breed to ensure that they are not going down, but you are improving the breeds?
Okay, we have, what can I call it? We have we buy our own semen, then we store.
Okay.
Yes. Alternatively, we have a bull.
Okay.
But we don't really rely on the bull as such.
Okay.
Yes.
That's great. I believe we are learning from you, and the farmers will really have to pick it up from where you are so that they can also improve their cows. I don't know if what are let's say, what are the challenges that you faced? And I believe for this talk to be this good, you must have an expert. Do you maybe have an expert, or you like when you have a case you call any available vet, or how do you manage it?
No, we have a specific vet who comes and looks after. Okay, if anything happens, he's on call.
Okay.
Yes.
It's good. I did ask that question on purpose for our viewers. Some of you, what you're doing, you staying that way kienyeji. You have your cows and you don't have a quality vet. It's always good to always have an expert, to work with an expert, so that you can have good cows, as you can see. And believe me, we've got this advice that you can take a cow from your neighborhood and have a very good breed if you feed it well. You have an expert, you have water. And
not just water, clean water.
Thank you. You must have clean water and ensure you have enough feeds. Up to this juncture, I believe, is there any other advice that maybe you could have for the farmer before we wind up? Maybe something that you've learned, maybe when you're doing this, maybe you encountered a challenge, and maybe how you improved, because I believe you started somewhere.
Yes. Oh, the diseases usually can finish your herd. So that's why you should work with a qualified vet. And where you get your dawas, your medicine for the cows, it should be somewhere that I recognize agrovet. Yes, those are the two things I've learned. You can't just go picking from nowhere.
Okay.
Yes.
And I think, thank you for bringing that up, and it creates an additional question. I've had a question on the minerals. You find they are very cheap. May I mention it? There's this salt, they call it a mineral salt, they call Magandi. So someone have a cow that is a milker, and then they are going for Magandi. Some go for the cheapest available mineral salt. Maybe do you invest in good, or maybe how can you advise based on your experience?
Yes, we do invest with salt. You have to have. Okay, Magadi is not bad during the day as it is resting. When you put some feed, you can sprinkle a little bit, but you have to have quality salt. The minerals have to be quality for you to get good milk, the quality milk. And by the way, the milk also, when you take it to the coolers, they'll also tell you your milk is either light, it has too much fat. Yes.
There's another challenge that maybe a free-range farmer may experience. I don't know if you experienced, or maybe how you have encountered the issue of the ticks, that is the pests, and maybe we have this disease of foot and mouth at times coming up. Maybe
ECF is very dangerous.
Yeah. So how do you manage it, or have you faced this challenge?
Yes, it is. If you don't, the ticks. If you see the ticks out, you know there is also inside. There is some ticks, so you have to really control the ticks. And for us, we have to, like we do, dip twice in a week. The way, because of Paddock and Grazing, all the way they go picking, so we have to be really careful. Yes.
So you would advise a farmer to say, like, it's very easy because you have land to do free range, but it's not just releasing the cows.
Exactly.
You have to really plan your venture.
Exactly, you have to. Even at times you'll find we've burnt the entire place to kill the ticks. Yes.
So thank you so much for creating your time in the middle of your very busy schedule so that you can share with our fellow farmers. And we believe you've learned from the best. And I encourage our farmers to always take bits from other farmers so that we can grow this venture. So thank you, and may you have a successful venture in livestock farming.
Thank you.
Thank you. So to our viewers, that has been tumembo ni kwa Wambui wa Koli in Cory's farm in Elbagon, and we've seen it's possible to do very nice cows, and you can always get this information. You can only get this information at Kilimo Faida TV. That's where you have to always be a loyal viewer watching to the end. Remember to follow us at YouTube Kilimo Faida TV, Facebook Kilimo Faida TV, TikTok Kilimo Faida TV. And I was your host, Vicky Mani. Until next time, bye bye.